Hey guys, Button 25 playing flights once again. Today, I'm going to try to fly around a bit in this Airship 600 airship. See full fuel, so that's all good. I'll pull up the map. We're just going to be flying around Dublin. Okay, is there a button to disconnect from the truck? Yeah, you can see the thrust vectoring there. Means if I want to, that's the bit that took the longest for to do. So you can see I can almost. It's got quite a decent bit of range. So. But we're mainly looking to go up. And there you can see an indicator of the level of pitch. And is it? Okay. What happens if I just point this thing up and... If you give me a second here. Okay, I had to cheat a little. But we're up and moving forwards, but it's a case of needing to just... Does this thing have trim? I feel you should be able to trim. I'm worried those we might be a little bit too heavy, but we do want to be a bit heavy, otherwise we're not going to be able to descend. So even if I pitch them forward, it will just lose speed immensely. Plus I think the wind is also throwing us around a bit. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not exactly an expert on handling these things. They're obviously more prone to wind, given the fact they're giant sails, essentially. See? I do think maybe the thrust vectoring is also acting as trim. If I trim it down a little bit. If I trim her up, the nose starts going down. Now, so we're going fairly slow. I mean, we're only doing 50 knots. I'll get back to you guys when we're a bit closer. There's something under construction there, I feel. But yeah, see you guys once we're actually over Dublin. Okay guys, we're just kind of coming along the outskirts of Dublin here. Just getting close to Dunleary, and then we'll kind of just follow the coastline down. Fly kind of over the port. I'm actually doing most of the pitch adjustments with the thrust vectoring, but it is quite sensitive. I'm smudging all the other people looking up at me like, what the hell? To be fair, we're moving at enough speed. Actually, here's the thought. Okay, that seems to have just slowed us down instead of actually doing any turning. That's... oh! There's a little bit of turning. And some gentle course corrections. So I do want to fly over here. Actually, if I bring the engines to idle here. I'm expecting us to start descending, because the hull itself does generate some lift. Yeah, so we're basically just sat still in the air here. We are descending, but very slowly, which is, well, it's good to know. Yeah, it's like if I want, I could just... It seems at low speeds it kind of gets into this slight nose down attitude, which isn't really a massive problem for us. We're just steadily drifting backwards. Okay. We'll get going again just because we do incorrect fuel mixture. That's fine. Engine is losing power. Oh, look. I'm currently focusing on not crashing into houses. Is it? So we're currently having one engine trying to lift. So you can see I can either go forwards or up. Is that going to... Whoa. Yeah, I'm kind of in an awkward position. Right, okay, it's a low speed collision, but still. Yep, that'll do. Now, start tilting forwards a bit, get a bit of speed up. Give us another push up with those propellers. And then just focus on moving. So yeah, the hull does generate some amount of lift. I don't know if it's called the hull. The balloon. Incorrect heading indicator. My brain, Chris, we're kind of just eyeing it. You can see the dart tracks along here as well. Kind of trying to gain some altitude. To retract landing gear after takeoff. This thing doesn't have retractable landing gear. Okay, so fine. Well, I'll push our nose down. Just angle the propellers up slightly. I'm mostly just trying to get her to steady out a bit. There you go, that's a good view of Dunleary. Heading south, and I will also be going over to Hoth. Yeah, see you when we get closer to Dublin Centre. Well, we're over kind of the Docklands area of Dublin. You can see the big, I believe those are the pool deck chimneys they're called. Shifting us over a little to turn. That's the Aviva Stadium there. There it goes by there. Grand Canal Dock is kind of over in that area. Yeah, there's the port. Some ships. Some are freaking out, some aren't. That is actually an Irish ferry ship over there. Yeah, to be fair, this isn't the most scenic area. I've kind of driven along a bit of this area just because that's the lead up to the port tunnel. I think you can actually see the tunnel portal there. I've driven through that. Well, by this point you definitely would have seen the Sligo train videos, or well, rather, it's definitely going to be uploaded. Whether you've seen it or not, that's up to you. Over there, that's Docklands railway station. There's the bridge by Santiago Calatrava, an architect I despise. That's Conway. That's definitely Conway. That's where I went up to Sligo, so that means if you follow the railway line along there, there's the big curve, there's Croke Park. And then this is the... I can't remember if it's the Grand Canal or the Royal Canal. I would assume the Royal Canal, since Grand Canal... That's Grand Canal Dock. Yeah, so you can see actually there's a tunnel portal in that. We're passing over the line up to Belfast. Now let's turn a bit more because we're trying to get to Hoth. Yeah, this definitely feels a lot more like steering a ship, hence obviously Airship. So we'll be fine, we'll just need a little bit to settle down. Just pushing the nose down a little bit so we descend. Yeah, quite scenic. As we're scooting our way along up towards Hoth. Stay up there. Okay, we're just going around Hoth here. It's known for the very, very scenic cliffs. Whoop, nose down. Come on. I think we might have quite a bit of headwind here. You can actually see the light. I'll just zoom in. Yeah, dead ahead of us is the lighthouse. And then I believe there's also kind of Martello Tower, which is like one of the, I believe, Napoleonic era watchtowers, or maybe that was earlier and the Napoleonic watchtowers later, I'm not sure. Either way, we'll start turning in towards the center of Hoth. Trying to do it fairly slowly and then little bits, essentially. Easy. Landing this thing is going to be a pain. I get the feeling. Because if I just go... Oh. No, that is actually just slowing us down and pushing us down. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, we were definitely flying into quite a bit of headwind. Because we are pretty much side on to the wind and we're absolutely getting pushed around. Yeah, we can worry about the angle later. Air just absolutely skimming the rooftops here. Oh, we're going to bump into some trees and it's going to say we crashed, aren't we? It's a very low speed collision, but yeah, apparently it's quite windy up in Hoth right now. I don't like the fact that I'm going full power with the engine's vectored full up and we're still descending. Why? I don't know what just happened there. We had an engine cut out. The other issue is, seemingly, since we're kind of caught in this awkward angle. Okay, no, it's fine. We've got enough altitude that I can actually push the thrusters forward, which will give us forward airspeed. And let me actually get control back of the rudders. Or rather, I had rudder control, but with no air actually flowing over it, we were just being buffeted around by the wind, going wherever that would take us. It's not ideal. I can see if I can just... Yeah, like I'm not even going to try to get there. It's like... I could, but I need to turn into the wind, fight it. Also, yeah, that would fairly hefty descent rate. So I'd rather just have the wind at our back and follow the dart back in and then head over to Weston, which is just a different airport. Okay. And you can see we are flying at a significant angle. Okay, now we turn more aggressively. Yeah, there's another old Garter, old castle. Nose up a bit. Nose up. And there we go. Yeah, this thing is moving at a fair clip. Yeah, that's one of the dart stations there. And I believe Malahide is up around there. We're basically making a beeline for the airport, which not exactly ideal. That's fine. Yeah, I think I'll just head straight back to Weston, so I'll see you guys there. Okay, guys, we're... Whoa, okay, that was a sudden drop. Power. We don't need this, I can see the runways ahead of me. Let's get some speed, and yeah, I know in the long run we want to descend, but I want to at least be, if not even over the runway, over the air at least. I'll angle downwards a bit more. So I don't want to just push the nose down, I feel that wouldn't be ideal. Okay, don't climb. Okay. Okay, let's... Wait, what? Did it actually treat... Okay, well I don't understand why it's standing on its nose. Maybe if I just... I get the feeling we're a little... It might be a little bit nose heavy. Yeah, I don't know why the landing gear is sinking in, but... well, either way. Here we are at Weston. See you guys next time.